Good morning, my dear friends. Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite armchair, enjoying a handful of your go-to snack, those crunchy, savory nuts you've loved for years. They're tasty, convenient, and you've heard they're good for you. But what if I told you that some of those nuts could be quietly sabotaging your heart, increasing your risk of serious health problems? Today, I'm here with a message that could change your life. I'm begging you to listen closely, because this is about protecting your heart, your vitality, and your future. Let's dive in and uncover the truth about the nuts you need to avoid to keep your heart beating strong. Introduction: as we age, our health becomes a precious priority. For seniors, heart health is especially critical. Heart disease is the leading cause of death globally, claiming over 17 million lives each year, according to the World Health Organization. Seniors are particularly vulnerable due to age-related changes in the cardiovascular system. But here's the empowering truth. You have the power to protect your heart through the choices you make every day, especially with what you eat. Today, we're focusing on a surprising culprit: nuts. While some nuts are heart-healthy heroes, others can silently harm your heart, especially if you're over 60. I'm here to guide you through which nuts to avoid, why they're risky, and how to make smarter choices for a healthier heart. The importance of heart health for seniors. Let's start with why heart health matters so much for seniors. As we age, our hearts and blood vessels undergo changes. Arteries may stiffen, blood pressure can rise, and conditions like high cholesterol or diabetes become more common. These changes increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and heart failure. For seniors, maintaining a healthy heart isn't just about feeling good today. It's about ensuring you can enjoy family gatherings, pursue your passions, and live independently for as long as possible. Diet plays a monumental role in heart health. The foods we eat can either support our cardiovascular system or put it under strain. Nuts, often marketed as a healthy snack, are a perfect example of this double-edged sword. While some nuts are packed with nutrients that benefit the heart, others, due to their preparation or nutritional profile, can contribute to heart problems over time. Let's explore the nuts you should avoid and why they pose a risk, especially for seniors. Nuts to avoid. The silent heart health saboteurs. Not all nuts are created equal. While nuts are generally nutrient-dense, certain types and preparations can harm your heart, particularly if consumed regularly. Here are the nuts you need to steer clear of, and the reasons why they're dangerous for your cardiovascular health. 1. Salted and roasted peanuts. Peanuts are a popular snack, but salted and roasted varieties can be a heart health nightmare. These peanuts are often loaded with sodium, which is a major contributor to high blood pressure or hypertension. The American Heart Association recommends that adults over 50 limit sodium intake to 1,500 milligrams per day to protect heart health. A single ounce of salted peanuts can contain 150 to 200 milligrams of sodium. And let's be honest, most of us don't stop at just 1 ounce. High sodium levels cause the body to retain water, increasing blood volume and putting extra pressure on the heart and blood vessels. Over time, this can lead to hypertension, a condition that affects nearly 70% of adults over 65 and significantly increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Additionally, many roasted peanuts are cooked in unhealthy oils, such as partially hydrogenated oils, which contain trans fats. Trans fats raise LDL, bad cholesterol, while lowering HDL, good cholesterol, clogging arteries and setting the stage for heart disease. 2. Candied or sugar-coated nuts. Who can resist the sweet crunch of honey-roasted almonds, candied pecans, or chocolate-covered peanuts? Unfortunately, these treats are a heart health disaster. Candied nuts are coated in sugar, which causes rapid spikes in blood glucose levels. For seniors, many of whom manage diabetes or insulin resistance, This is particularly dangerous. Excess sugar also promotes inflammation, a key driver of heart disease, and contributes to weight gain, which puts additional strain on the heart. Single ounce of honey roasted nuts can contain 10 to 15 grams of added sugar, pushing you close to or beyond the American Heart Association's daily limit of 25 grams for women and 36 grams for men. Many candied nuts are also made with butter or other saturated fats, which further raise LDL cholesterol levels. Over time, regular consumption of these sugary, fatty nuts can increase your risk of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. 3. Macadamia nuts. In excess, macadamia nuts are rich and buttery, making them a favorite for many. However, they're one of the most calorie-dense nuts, with around 200 calories per ounce. While they contain heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, eating too many can lead to weight gain, a major risk factor for heart disease. For seniors watching, their weight, this is a critical concern. Additionally, macadamia nuts are often sold salted or roasted in oils, adding sodium and unhealthy fats to the mix. If you love macadamia nuts, moderation is essential. Limit yourself to a small, unsalted handful and pair them with low-calorie foods like fresh vegetables. 4. Flavored or processed nut mixes. Those tempting nut mixes at the store, think barbecue, ranch, or spicy flavors, are often packed with ingredients that harm your heart. These mixes typically contain high levels of sodium, artificial flavorings, and unhealthy fats. Some include monosodium glutamate, MSG, which can raise blood pressure in sensitive individuals. The nuts in these mixes are often roasted in cheap oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, promote inflammation in the body. Inflammation damages blood vessels and contributes to atherosclerosis, the buildup of plaque in arteries that can lead to heart attacks and strokes. The science behind the risks. To understand why these nuts are harmful, let's look at the science. Heart disease often begins with atherosclerosis, a process where plaque made up of cholesterol, fat, and other substances builds up in the arteries. This narrows the arteries, restricting blood flow to the heart and increasing the risk of chest pain, angina, heart attacks, and strokes. Certain nuts contribute to this process in several ways. Sodium and blood pressure. High sodium intake from salted nuts increases blood pressure, forcing the heart to work harder and damaging blood vessels over time. Unhealthy fats and cholesterol. Trans fats and saturated fats in processed or candied nuts raise LDL cholesterol, contributing to plaque buildup in arteries. Sugar and inflammation. Added sugars in candied nuts cause inflammation and insulin resistance, both of which harm blood vessels and increase heart disease risk. Calorie overload and obesity. Calorie-dense nuts, like macadamia, when eaten in large amounts, lead to weight gain, which strains the heart and increases cardiovascular risk. For seniors, these risks are amplified due to age-related changes in metabolism, blood vessel elasticity, and heart function. Even small amounts of these harmful nuts, consumed regularly, can add up to significant health problems over time. Heart healthy nut alternatives. Don't despair, you don't have to give up nuts entirely. There are plenty of heart-healthy options that can satisfy your cravings while supporting your cardiovascular health. Here are some nuts to embrace and tips for enjoying them safely. 1. Almonds, raw or dry roasted. Unsalted almonds are a heart-healthy powerhouse. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, similar to those in olive oil, which help lower LDL cholesterol and reduce heart disease risk. Almonds also provide vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects blood vessels by reducing inflammation. Studies, such as one published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, have shown that regular almond consumption can improve cholesterol levels and support heart health. Choose raw or dry roasted almonds with no added salt or oil, and stick to a 1-ounce serving, about 23 almonds daily. 2. Walnuts. Walnuts are a top choice for heart health. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel function. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that eating walnuts can lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of cardiovascular events. Opt for raw or unsalted walnuts and try adding them to oatmeal, salads, or smoothies for a nutrient boost. A small handful, about 14 walnut halves, is a perfect portion. 3. Pistachios. Pistachios are lower in calories than many other nuts, making them a great choice for seniors watching their weight. They're rich in fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats that support heart health. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that pistachios can improve cholesterol levels and reduce cardiovascular risk. Choose unsalted pistachios and enjoy them as a snack or sprinkled over yogurt or salads. A 1-ounce serving, about 49 pistachios, is ideal. 4. Homemade nut mixes. Instead of buying processed nut mixes, create your own heart-healthy version. Combine raw almonds, walnuts, and pistachios with a dash of heart-friendly spices like cinnamon, turmeric, or a pinch of black pepper. You can lightly toast them in the oven without oil for extra flavor. This approach lets you control the ingredients, avoiding excess sodium, sugar, or unhealthy fats. Practical tips for seniors switching to heart-healthy nuts is easier than you think. Here are practical tips to help you make the transition and protect your heart. Check labels diligently. When buying nuts, read the ingredient list to avoid added salt, sugar, or oils. Look for raw, unsalted, or dry roasted on the packaging. Practice portion control. Nuts are nutrient-dense but calorie-heavy. Stick to a 1-ounce serving, about a small handful, to avoid weight gain. Store nuts properly. Keep nuts in an airtight container in a cool, dry place or the refrigerator to prevent rancidity, which can introduce harmful compounds. Pair with whole foods. Combine nuts with fruits, vegetables, or whole grains for balanced, heart-healthy snacks. For example, pair almonds with an apple or add walnuts to a spinach salad. Consult your healthcare provider. If you have conditions like hypertension, diabetes, or high cholesterol, talk to your doctor or a dietitian about the best nut choices. For your specific needs, beyond nuts, building a heart-healthy lifestyle while avoiding harmful nuts is a crucial step. Heart health is about more than just one food group. To keep your heart strong and vibrant, consider these lifestyle changes. Adopt a heart-healthy diet. Focus on whole foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, such as fish or poultry, and healthy fats. The Mediterranean diet, which includes moderate amounts of heart-healthy nuts, like almonds and walnuts, is widely recommended for cardiovascular health. Stay physically active. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week, such as brisk walking, swimming, or chair yoga. Exercise strengthens the heart, improves circulation, and helps manage weight and blood pressure. Manage stress effectively. Chronic stress can raise blood pressure and harm your heart. Practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or spending time with loved ones to keep stress in check. Monitor your health. Regular checkups with your doctor can help track blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels. Catching potential issues early. Stay hydrated. Proper hydration supports overall health, including heart function. Aim for 8 to 10 cups of water daily, unless your doctor advises otherwise. Addressing common concerns. You might be thinking, I've been eating these nuts for years, and I feel fine. It's true that the effects of unhealthy foods often build up silently over time. Conditions like high blood pressure or cholesterol don't always have obvious symptoms until they lead to serious problems like a heart attack or stroke. By making small changes now, you can prevent these issues before they start. Another concern might be cost. Heart-healthy nuts like almonds and walnuts can seem pricier than processed options. However, buying in bulk, choosing store brands, or shopping at discount stores can make them affordable. Plus, investing in your health now can save you from costly medical bills later. A call to action, my dear friends. Your heart is the engine of your life. It's carried you through countless moments, birthdays, holidays, quiet evenings with loved ones. Now, it's time to return the favor by making choices that keep it strong. I'm begging you to stop eating salted peanuts, candied nuts, excessive macadamia nuts, and processed nut mixes. These foods may taste good, but they're silently damaging your heart, putting you at risk for serious health problems. Instead, embrace heart-healthy almonds, walnuts, and pistachios. Make your own nut mixes, control your portions, and pair nuts with other nutritious foods. These small changes can have a big impact, helping you live a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. Conclusion: as seniors, you've earned the right to enjoy every moment to the fullest. By avoiding nuts that harm your heart and choosing those that nourish it, you're taking control of your health and your future. Start today. Check your pantry, swap out those risky nuts, and commit to heart-healthy choices. Your heart deserves it, and so do you. Thank you for listening, and let's work together to keep our hearts beating strong for years to come.